Hello friends, back with me again, Joseph, your host, and welcome back to our channel. Today we're going to travel back in time to meet a very special saint whose feast day is January 19th. His name is Saint John of Ravenna, and he was a good and faithful bishop who lived in Italy a very, very long time ago. His story is all about staying strong in faith even when things get tough, and showing love to everyone around you. Are you ready to hear about his amazing life? Let's get started. Saint John of Ravenna is remembered as a kind and strong leader. Some people even call him John Angelops. That's a fancy name, isn't it? It means the one who saw an angel. We'll talk more about that amazing story a little later. He lived in a city called Ravenna in Italy. Back then, Ravenna was a very important place, but it was also a time of big changes and some confusion. The church was growing, but it was also facing some challenges. Saint John became a bishop during this tricky time, and he worked super hard to guide his people and keep the church strong and united. His life was like a bright light of hope for everyone he met. Today, we remember him as a great example of how to live with courage, love, and faithfulness. So where did this great saint come from? Well, we don't know a lot about his childhood, but we can piece together some clues. It's believed he was born and grew up right there in Ravenna. His family was likely Christian, so he probably learned about Jesus and the importance of faith from a young age, just like many of you. As a young man, he felt a call to serve God in the church. He might have started as a deacon or a priest, learning how to help people and lead them in prayer. Even before he was a famous bishop, stories say that John was known for being a very prayerful person. He spent a lot of time talking to God. He also had a big heart for people who were poor or sick. People trusted him because he was so honest and kind. It's clear that from the very beginning, John was building a life close to God, which prepared him for the incredible journey ahead. When John became the Bishop of Ravenna, it was like becoming the captain of a ship in a stormy sea. There were arguments happening within the church, and some people were teaching things that weren't quite right. On top of that, political leaders were trying to interfere with the church's work. But Bishop John wasn't scared. He stood firm and protected the true teachings of the faith. He gently and clearly taught the people, encouraging them to stick together and stay close to Jesus. He was a real peacemaker, helping to settle disagreements and bring people back together. And now for that amazing story I mentioned. One day during Mass, as Bishop John was celebrating the Eucharist, something incredible happened. It is said that he saw an angel come down from heaven. Can you imagine that? This vision showed the people that God was truly present with them and that their bishop was a very holy man. This wasn't the only way he showed his holiness, though. He deeply cared for the poor and the sick, making sure the church used its resources to help those who were suffering. He lived a simple life himself, giving his time and energy to prayer and serving his community. He was like a loving shepherd, and his people, his flock, loved him right back. His leadership was a guiding star that kept the church in Ravenna safe and strong during very difficult days. To really understand how special Saint John was, we have to picture the world he lived in. The mighty Western Roman Empire had fallen, and things were pretty chaotic. Different groups were fighting for control, and many people were scared and uncertain about the future. In times like these, the church became a place of hope and stability when everything else seemed to be falling apart. Bishops like John had to be incredibly brave. They weren't just spiritual leaders, they were community leaders. People looked to them for guidance and protection when their other leaders had failed them. John made sure that the church in Ravenna was a safe harbor in the storm. He made sure that worship continued, that the truth of the faith was defended, and that the community of believers stayed united. And that story about the angel, it was more than just a cool story. It was a powerful sign to the people that God had not forgotten them. It strengthened their trust in the church and in their good bishop. Saint John's unwavering faith and courage gave strength to countless people. He was truly a light shining in a time of darkness, helping the church not just to survive, but to thrive with hope. After Saint John lived his long and faithful life, the people of Ravenna never forgot him. They remembered his kindness, his leadership, and the amazing stories of his holiness. The story of him seeing the angel at Mass was told and retold, spreading far and wide, was so clear to everyone who had known him or heard about him that he was a man who was very, very close to God, In those early days of the church, saints were often recognized by the people themselves. The local community and church would honor someone as a saint because their holiness was just so obvious. That's what happened with John. His goodness was undeniable. Today, Saint John of Ravenna is seen as a patron saint for bishops and for anyone who is looking for hope during hard times. People still visit Ravenna to honor his memory. His incredible life reminds us that even when the world seems dark and scary, faith and love can shine brighter than anything. He teaches us that true holiness isn't about being famous or powerful. It's about serving others and staying faithful to God no matter what. So what can we learn from this steady, shining saint? Saint John lived in a world full of fear and confusion, a bit like how we can feel sometimes. But he didn't let that stop him from doing what was right. He stayed steady, leading with love and courage. This reminds us that even when we feel unsure, we can anchor ourselves in our faith. John also showed us that faith isn't just about what we believe in our hearts. It's about what we do with our hands and feet. He served the poor and stood up for the truth. He reminds us that loving our neighbors and helping those in need is a huge part of our faith journey. The story of the angel is a beautiful reminder that God is always with us, closer than we can imagine, even when we can't see him. John's life shows us that holiness is built through small, everyday choices. The choice to trust, the choice to serve, and the choice to love. We might not all be bishops, but we are all called to live with the same kindness, courage, and unwavering faith that Saint John of Ravenna showed the world. Now, let's go over a few quick questions to make sure we remember the key parts of Saint John's story. Who was Saint John of Ravenna? He was a holy bishop in Ravenna, Italy, known for his leadership and faith. What is his special nickname? Angelops, which means the one who saw an angel. What is he known for? He's known for being a good shepherd to his people, helping the poor and keeping the faith strong during tough times. What miracle is associated with him? He saw an angel during Mass. How can we be like Saint John? We can learn from him to be faithful in our own lives, to help others, and to always trust that God is with us, especially when things are hard. Saint John of Ravenna wasn't a king or a soldier, but he was a hero of faith. His life shows that true greatness comes from a heart full of love for God and for other people. Saint John of Ravenna's life is a powerful reminder that a steady faith can truly shine, even in the darkest of times. The world he lived in was full of change and uncertainty, but he never wavered. He showed everyone that God's love is a constant, something you can always count on. He didn't chase after fame or fortune. Instead, he lived a simple life, dedicated to serving God by serving others. He cared for the poor, taught the truth, and was a peacemaker. His life wasn't about big, flashy miracles every day, but about consistent, faithful love. The story of the angel reminds us that the spiritual world is real and that God is always near. We might not see angels with our own eyes, but we can train our hearts to see God's presence in the beauty of creation, in the kindness of others, and in the peace we feel in prayer. Saint John's example calls us to trust more, to serve more, and to love more. He is a guide for anyone who wants to live with a strong faith and a caring heart, showing us how to walk forward in hope, no matter what challenges we face. So what do you think? How does Saint John's story inspire you? Maybe it makes you think about how you can be a steady friend to someone who is having a hard time. Or maybe it encourages you to help out more at home or in your community. Take some time to think about this wonderful saint. His simple and faithful life has so much to teach us. We'd love to hear your thoughts. You can ask a parent to help you leave a comment below. Let's encourage each other to live with the same courage and kindness as Saint John of Ravenna. Thank you for joining us today to learn about this amazing saint. We hope his story has filled you with hope and inspiration. Don't forget to like and share this video, subscribe to our channel for more saint stories, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our next adventure. Take care, everyone. Stay safe and healthy as usual. Until next time, may you be blessed. Bye for now.